Hello, my friend. Um, in Japan, the summer is already come and the temperature is getting high and high. And now is not a pretty good season to making models for it because of the humid, because of the hot. However, I will do the next project, which is the F-14A Tomcat. It's from Trumpeter. And I think I have checked the whole part and try to think what should I do, and I noticed some part, so I will tell you about what I'm going to do. And now is I'm doing the two way. The one way is to paint the cockpit first. Anyway, I think that many of the models have to paint the cockpit first. So I just started at the masking to identify black part and gray part. So now I'm going to paint as black on the console panels, and in this way I should use some straight tapes, masking tapes, which is pretty get a straight shape and looking nice. And I have to cover with the whole area, and I should paint black maybe here and here. So it may take a little bit time to complete this, and I have to paint the front console panels as a black, and many people are doing that to check the details, you know, what part is black, what part is red or yellow switches and so on. So I always using this kind of books, and this is pretty big. Sorry for that. And I can check the details of the cockpit inside, so I can easily identify which is black, which is red, or which is yellow, whatever. So if you get these kind of books, it helps you a lot. And I just prepare some other books, which is like other Tomcat photos, and it's just overlook. I mean, in this book it doesn't have so much details on it, but at least I can learn the history or some other things, and it concludes some very nice overlook Tomcat pictures, which is like here. I can see the images of the whole Tomcat body, and it might be helpful, and this is very nice. Anyway, what I'm doing is to complete these things. It's very dull work, but it is very important. So I used several kind of tapes, which is this one or this one. Maybe I can use the more thick tape according to the details of the cockpit. And it's very simple. It is very easy because it's just cut and stick it. It's not difficult at all. And more important things that I should tell you about this is to make sure that whether the masking tape stick very well to avoid with the leaking of the black paint. And this is very important to make sure that masking tape sticks properly. In some case, I can use some small sponge, which is like this, to fill in the masking area, which is like that. But in this case, the sponge is a little bit big, right? So in this section, we will be get a not good result. So I should cut a little bit more, or I just fill in with the masking tape. The masking has a lot of way, and so it's very up to you whether you are familiar with or not. Or maybe in this part is a little bit deep, so I can use it like that way. So in that case, you don't need to put a masking tape the whole area. I just masking just the console panel area. It's very handy. I mean, you don't have to do the whole things like that. After you mask the whole area by the masking tape, just you use the sponge like that. You can use into like our gear bay as like it is, and I spared to have some other sponges which is like this one, and I cut in purpose to get masking. So anyway, I have to finish this, and other things that I should do before construct or before paint is I check the part of the trumpeter F-14 Tomcat, and in this case I should have some more rescribe the panel line, because I think I can tell you about the trumpeter kit. It has a very accurate and very nice detail on it. However, in my expressions, I should have some more deeper panel line. I need a little bit deeper rivet. So in that case, I have to do is I have to describe according to the panel line. And this was happen when I building in MY24. I used to do that, and it has a very good result for painting. So in that case, I used to use this kind of material tools, which is not for describing the panel line. This is for mainly cutting for the resin part, but this is very nice for describe the panel line. So in this section I have almost has already done, and these sections I have almost already done. So here is very simple and easy demonstration. How do I describe that? It's very it's not a difficult at all. But first, you can see the very sensitive, tiny line there. So you don't have to push so many power. You don't have to push so hard. Just easily pull and hook. So the line will naturally goes on. Pull and hook. Not that difficult at all, because the panel line has already there. So it has a guideline there. And I used to using this one. I used to using the other tools, which is like Where? I have already. Yes, this one. This is a Tamiya etching saw. The thickness is very important, and this is 0.15, and this is 0.1. So this one is much better than this one to get more tiny line and very cut very easily. In 1/32 case, you can use the 0.15. It's very enough. But if I want to have some more tiny line, I can use this one. And in this company is, I think, made in Japan. Recent day they released the new tools, which is more nice to use some kind of action. I mean, describing the panel line. This is, I tell you, this is basically used for the cutting the resin part. It's not. I can use it. I can use, of course, but some case it's not handy because the blade is so long, and the distance between my finger, my hand to the blade is a little bit longer than this one, and this one is quite handy, but I prefer to use this one. However, it has some disadvantages. So the company created the new tools, and which I get a couple of weeks ago, and this is quite small. See, and this is 0.1, and so the thickness is the same as this one, and blade is much shorter than the past one. So I can use the very much more handy because the distance between the finger and blade is very close, so I can control very easily and try to find I think the blade is so nice, so it's very hard to describe, but I think it's pretty fine. Using by this kind of how do I say, circle area, which is very nice for the circle area, which is like this shapes. It's very it has some it's a very handy technique thing, so it's very hard to explain this, but so I can choose which tools is suitable for the case of the shape of the kit, and it has straight and long. Maybe if it has, I can use this one like that one. It's just following by the old panel lines. If you don't push so hard, the blade will naturally goes on. Just and you don't have to. You shouldn't do the only one way. You need to do the many times, which is like push and hook, push and hook, push and hook. So the blade will naturally goes. It doesn't goes to out of the line. And if you have some mistake about that, it's very easy to fix in using by the parties and whatsoever. As you know, the aircraft has a lot of the straight panel line, especially 1/32. It has a very long, long panel line, so I have to do the whole things. It's quite boring. It's quite messy. It's quite dull work, but the effect is much more better than the original. When I paint, the difference is obvious. I mean, the difference is very clear to see. So that's why I always doing describing the panel line first. And when I push the rivet, which is here, maybe you can see, I use just a simple tools as usual. Many people using this, just stamp it, push, push, push. That's it. And the next I just find was, according to the trumpeter kit, it has a very very nice and very accurate mold, which is very nice. However, especially in a nose fuselage case, some part it doesn't have to so much details, like this rivet. Maybe you cannot see. When I check the real picture of the F-14 Tomcat, it has some rivet here. I can identify that. However, some part of the rivet I cannot identify on the real picture. So in that case, I think it's too much details, because the real picture, it doesn't have so much rivets. So some part, like here or like here, I have to fill in with the putty to make sure that to erase the rivet line, because it's too much, I think. I cannot see that in real picture anyway. So some part I need to fill in with the putty, and it has some extra work to do this. So maybe I can show you after I doing this. So just please just wait. And I think this side is the same. Too much more on it, right? So I have to put the masking tape around the corner and fill in the putty with mixed in with the thinner, and put it on it and try to fill in the small rivet line to make sure that the surface is totally clear and flat. And I think that the thing that I should have to do of the fuselage of the nose. And sometimes you can see a very very small holes, or sometimes it's very hard to cover with the masking tape. In that case I use the masking tool, but in this case I don't have to use this so much because the details are not so complicated to me, and I just cut just cut a sponge and fit into unnecessary painting area. How do you get such kind of sponge is pretty I can tell that basic is I just get it to DIY shop if you have, you know, some shop in local place, but sometimes it doesn't have. And this is, I think, all came from the box. When I buy airbrush, it has a box and it has a covered with the sponge, so I just keeping with it, so to using like this kind of way. So usually you can get it very easily, but sometimes, you know, it's very hard to find once you know, go to the DIY shop. Because in my local place I went to the DIY shop, I cannot find it, so I just keeping from the airbrush box. When I buy the new airbrush, when I bought it, you know, covered with the sponge in a box, and I just find, oh, this is very good for, you know, masking or some other, you know, tipping expressions. And so maybe it's all up to you which way do you use it. But in this case, I use the sponge to avoid with the wasting of the masking tapes a lot, and it works very well. You can use as the sometimes you know, air intake. You have to cover with the masking tape, but you can just cover, like, you know, this is the air intakes, and you don't want to brew the color into the, you know, air intake duct. So in that case, I, you know, masking like that way, and it works very well actually. So, but this is very recommended item to using the sponge, and it might helps you a lot, I hope. Or in Japan, I'm not sure whether you can get it in your country or not. It has already there is some kind of masking tape which has already cut in purpose, you know. See that? It's very easy to you don't have to, you know, cut in purpose from the big tape, such kind, you know, like this one. This is very handy. It's already cut. It makes me to reduce some time, you know. It makes more get more quickly, and I can earn the time. I mean, you don't have to take us so many times, because this is already cut. Well. I think I use for this 1/32 scale, of course, but you can use as 1/48. It might be helpful. If I found a very big place, I can use the big tape, of course, and make sure that the masking tape stick very well to using by the cotton swab, which is like that, um, to make sure that the masking tape works. And when you see, this is the cover actually, and in this kind of circle shape, I can use masking zoe, which is very nice to cover to like not sharp line, right? This is very strange shape, but maybe it doesn't work so well when I use the masking tape. So it's case by case. It's really up to you which part do you use the masking tape, or which way which part you use the masking zoe. This is very I think every aircraft builder doing this kind of thing. So it's nothing, there isn't too much to say. Some part you don't necessarily to listen up. I think the tomcat is very common and very very every people know that. So at least you can see that what really am I going to do is very clear, right? Make sure that the masking tape sticks so well. This is the only important things that doing this kind of thing. And in addition, it's really up to you whether you might close the canopy or not. When you open the canopy to show the cockpit inside, the detail it will be show very clearly. However, in many cases I close the canopy, right? So the point is you don't really stick into the cockpit detail whatsoever. In my case, I close the canopy, and the inside of the exterior will not be shown very clearly because the canopy is not is not so clear enough. So okay, this is very accurate, this is very nice, and if you do very well, okay, you open the canopy, but once you close the canopy it doesn't see so much well. So in that case I can say so is alright. So is alright. And I check the fitting the gap of the canopy first, and it shows very well, it fits very well. So maybe in this case I close the canopy, I will, so the details of the cockpit inside will not be able to see so much. So just normal painting is fine. Maybe I think I don't have to details up so much in this time. Today outside my neighborhood is cutting a grass because of the summer, so it is very noisy about to cutting the grass. So sorry for that. It's a very common scene of the Japanese summer. And it's pretty humid in recent day, so it's very hard to concentrate to do this. To make sure that I think the F-14 Tomcat is not seems to be very difficult and complicated panel line layout. So in my case, this is very easy for me to some aircraft it has a very complicated layout of the console panel, so it's very hard to masking. But in this case, I think it seems to be so easy, not difficult at all. Okay, I think I can use the sponge as usual. Maybe cut in the purpose. Filling the important thing that I should do this is, do not overline. Cut, no, the sponge will hiding from the painting surface. It's very important. Okay. To sink. Oh, this is nice. Like that. Right. Anyway, if you don't like it, you can just use it by masking tape. You don't have to, use the sponge, all the way. Sometimes, the figure will not be suitable for masking. So it's just really up to you. Yes. This is very bad. This is a pretty bad example. Sponge will not touching with the surface of the painting line, right? It is not get a good result. So the sponge should be like that, right? It get a good result. But once you put like that, the sponge will jam to paint a very nice shine. So sponge will be laid down like this. But anyway, I can show you the result of the painting of the cockpit. So thanks for watching. Very short tips, and see you next time.